Good morning, everyone. Well, it's dried out just enough for me to set up on this table. I've got a cushion under me because the seat's still wet. It rained all afternoon and all night. I don't remember it raining this long in the past. Yeah, we've had storms go through, and some of them have been severe with, tornadoes embedded, but I don't remember rain this long. So we're going to do a serious discussion today. You'll see here in a little bit. It's an important look at a topic that could save you lots of headache, lots of trouble in dealing with this. So we all have to deal with it. So time to pay attention. Now we're told in Matthew 25:1 that there were 10 virgins who had lamps waiting for the bridegroom. If you haven't seen the movie Before the Wrath, it's a good Christian movie about what it would be like and how to compare the times with a Jewish wedding, a Galilean wedding specifically, because these were all Galileans. Take a look at that if you haven't seen it. But half of them had oil for the lamps and the other half didn't. In other words, they were prepared. So you need to be prepared too, because we don't know the time. If you aren't ready, this is going to be a very arduous trip. We don't know exactly how long it's going to take. We know that it's going to happen quickly to get started, but how long is it going to take? It's not in a blink of an eye. We're changed. Our bodies are changed to be able to go into heaven. We can't take these earthly bodies into heaven. Won't work. My collar is loose. I sometimes hang my glasses, and when I do it deforms the collar. But again, I'm in a short sleeve shirt early in the morning. It's 9-something. And we got spring birds out here doing all this stuff. We also know, in being prepared, that if you've ever been an expectant parent, you know that babies don't know how to keep time. They come at all hours of the night. So your best bet is to have a suitcase ready, unless you're having C-sections. Now, we did with both of our boys, so we didn't have to go through this. But for those that have normal birthing problems, you got to have a suitcase by the door ready to go so that you don't have to run and scram, because it's fast. It happens fast. So that's what you want to do with what we're going to talk about. So we need to have our bags packed too. We're going to wander off a little bit. Stay with me. This is fun. What would you put in your Rapture bag if you could have one? Now, wait till the end. I'll cover all this. But what would you put in yours if you could have one? We're going on a long trip. You ever been on a long trip in a car with kids? You got to have things to eat, things to do. You got to be able to allow them to sleep. When we drove out here to Georgia from California, we encouraged our kids to sleep in the car. The sound of the engine makes them want to sleep. The bad part about that is when we get to our motel room, they're completely wide awake, want to jump around and play, have all this energy, and we're trying to sleep. One night of that taught us that we were best to not stay in a motel, drive from rest stop to rest stop if necessary. Everybody out, go to the bathroom, get back in, and then if we're trying to sleep, park, leave the engine running, and try to sleep a little bit, catch a little bit of sleep. It took us 3.5 days to drive from Southern California to Georgia, at which point we did get a room. We stayed in a motel for probably a week until we decided this is not what we want. 2 young children and a dog in a motel room. I think it was a hotel, it was a Holiday Inn. So we learned how to pack a bag for a trip. So here are some ideas. Now, my mom raised me as a young child to remember one thing in life. This is the most important thing she told me to do. Always be wearing clean underwear, because you never know. You might get in an accident. I have to come down to the hospital and you've got dirty underwear on. So put your clean underwear on, pack some extras in the bag just in case there's an accident. We're going to get raptured. We're going to get snatched up. There might be accidents. Have that change of clothes ready. And then when you get to the hospital or when we get to heaven, we'll be in good shape. I don't know what kind of clothes we're going to wear. We have these long flowing robes. I don't know. We won't know till we get there. So avoid that embarrassment. This would, however, be a good time to maybe pull out your holy underwear. Holy underwear, Batman. If you got some. So, men always have some. Women go through and clean them out and get us new ones all the time. So we just keep using the same pair. They're clean, but we just keep using the same pair until they don't do anything anymore to hold up anything. That's the way we are. Okay. You're going to want to be able to, as any ride, be able to sing songs. We're told when we get to heaven we're going to be singing. There might be some people playing harps. I don't like the harp, but maybe I'm Scottish. Maybe I'll have bagpipes to play. That ought to bring everybody's spirits up. But come up with a list of songs to sing on the ride. If you got kids with you, then you got an adult. Lower them down so the kids will know the songs. Most kids don't know Led Zeppelin, so I wouldn't plan on any of their songs. But, we could have, and I'm in the South, so we got to say, when y'all come up yonder, that would be a good song to have. Now, we could have Living on a Prayer from Bon Jovi. They might know that one if you listen to it in the house. How about Walking on Sunshine? Katrina and the Waves. The Beach Boys. Fun, fun, fun now that Daddy's taken the T-word away. Or whatever else you're coveting on this earth. When God takes it away, Daddy, God takes it away, we're going to have fun, fun, fun. Right? And I get around because you're traveling. These will help make the ride a little bit more enjoyable for the family. And we're all going to go together now. How we're going to get, when we get up there and where we're going to be, we don't know. It's going to be a mansion for each one of us, which basically means a large apartment. If you've ever stayed, now I haven't stayed personally in any of these, but my aunt had a top floor condo, and it was 3 times the size of the rest of them. It was on the top floor. It had a, I guess that would be 120-degree view. Each corner had their own. There were 4 of them on the top floor. That's all that were up there. She could afford it. All right. If you don't want to stop, this is something to think about. Now, you got to stop for restrooms. But if you don't want to stop for anything else, bring snacks. I'm camping. Granola bars are great. Trail mix, that kind of stuff. Peanuts. Now, if you got kids, make sure they're individual bags. No communal bowls back there. He won't share with me. She won't share with me. Make sure they're separate. God will deal with that later. But you got to keep peace on the way. Now, I personally like Fig Newton, so I will have some of those. And there's a brand that I get at the market that comes in a box, and there's 2 per bag. You pull them out, and I can just keep them right there on the center console. Open one up and eat a couple of Fig Newtons. and I'm good. Now, they're really good if you dunk them in a good brandy, but that's a separate issue, not where we're going. Okay, we're going to someplace new. Nobody's ever been there before. We don't know what it's like. So you want to have your travel guides with you, your pocket guide to heaven, and get the latest edition because they keep updating it. Yes, it's going to be pretty, going to have emerald streets and all kinds of stuff, but you got to find your way around. So you got to have your pocket guide. You don't want to appear like a tourist. All of us getting off the bus at the same time. I've done this and I've seen this. I was at the Grand Canyon one time. I'm not being stereotypical, this is true. A big commercial bus pulls up, nice looking bus, open the door, out come, 30, 50 people, however many, all Orientals, get out there, walk to the edge of the Grand Canyon, pull out their cameras, everybody takes a couple of pictures, they go back, get on the bus, and the bus drives away. Tourists. You don't want to look like a tourist when we get to heaven. You want to know all about it. Okay. I like to have my travel mug next to me. It's the kind that has a little sippy thing on it so that I don't spill my coffee all over my lap when I'm not paying attention. Okay, so you have one of those. Keep your coffee going. You got to keep that flowing. Every time you get a chance to stop for coffee, stop for coffee. But then you got to stop at the restrooms. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We have really cool rest stops along the way. Most states have them. Georgia's got a couple of them that are closed because I think they need to remodel them and rethink their plan of where they're located. Okay. Another thing we can do, now, if you're driving in a car, you look for games for the kids. So you can play, find the license plate or whatever, but I don't think we're going to see those. Somebody's talking over at the gate. I didn't know if they were coming this way or not. Still might. We'll have to see. But you got to have games for the kids to do. So in this case, since we're going to the clouds, look for objects in the clouds. That one looks like a horse, and that one looks like Uncle Ed, and find faces in the clouds. That can be a game. What are you going to get when you get done? Give them a sucker. Got to have stuff for them. Oh, he's got his dog running. And what you're going to find when you get on the road, they're going to start asking questions. Are we there yet? Can I drive? Okay. Have a secret plan that whoever says it first, don't tell the kids, whoever says it first gets a present, a toy. That's a little quiet game that nobody's going to know about except when they say, are we there yet? Okay, I don't know how long it's going to take. We're going from here to the clouds. Is it like a rocket launch? Or is it like a helicopter ride? We're being snatched away, so we're getting off the earth quick. But then once we're off the earth, how slow are we going? I don't know. Okay. Now, if you were going in the other direction for some reason, and I don't encourage anybody to even think about this because we're hopefully all Christians and we know where we're going, but you might want to take things like uncooked popcorn. Just stuff your pockets with it. When you get down there, it'll start popping in your pockets. That'd be real cool, won't it be? Yeah. And you might even try to take some popsicles just to kind of cool yourself as you're going, lower and lower. It's going to get hotter and hotter. Try to eat them fast. That may be your last taste of cold. All right. We were having a little fun with a serious subject. I want you to be prepared. Not so much for the ride, but for the journey. The journey starts now until we're with the Lord. You need to be ready. You need to be ready spiritually. You need to have the physical things that you're going to need down here while we're going to the bus stop. And we don't know where it is. But you got to be ready. You got to, unfortunately nowadays, you've got to have your armor on. make sure you keep it good and ready to put on if you don't already have it on. You should frankly be wearing it all the time. Because all these things are spiritual and they should be right there with you all the time. Any good soldier knows you got to keep your sword sharp. Keep it clean. A dull sword won't win. Okay. We need to be ready for this. God is going to pull us up at the right time. Some people now are suffering now. I'm sorry that you're suffering, and I pray that God would give you strength and comfort to deal with whatever you're dealing with. This is not our home, so don't get too attached to it. Just try to endure it. And the bottom line, God loves us. He's going to come and get us. And I'll see you in the clouds. God bless. I'm going to tack some footage here at the end. That's my campsite, the antenna, and we're going to walk up to the parking lot, fairly close to it. Got a comfort station over here, which is a glorified bathroom. It's got showers and laundry in it. We have other buildings here over the edge. This is the public area. You can just go to a county or even a state park during the day, spend the day, and leave at the end of the day. You don't have to camp. Okay? Got a lake down there. There's a miniature golf course down at the very end where I'm at. So this is a fun place to be. If you've got a trailer, we have a dumping station. And we have dumpsters. So there's plenty of things here for this stay to make your stay comfortable. Get on out and enjoy it. Starting to see leaves on the trees.